3 years ago, Corbin White was remodeling his kitchen on weekends and working a full-time job in digital marketing. Like most people, he had a dream to be a millionaire by 30, but the clock was ticking and the math wasn't mathing. One day, while installing cabinets, he had a thought, what if I just filmed this? So he did. He set up his phone, recorded a quick tutorial, and uploaded it to TikTok and YouTube. That single decision, it changed everything. This is Ryan Atkinson, and you're listening to the Upflip Podcast, where we uncover the secrets of building and running successful businesses. Fast forward to today, Corbin runs multiple YouTube channels, earns over $150,000 a month, $150,000, that is right, and helps thousands of people learn how to turn content into cash. In today's episode, we're going to dive into the exact steps he took to get there, from making money with no experience to running profitable ads to choosing the right affiliate products and building the online business that actually works. Corbin, you got an amazing background. Thank you so much for being here. So excited to have you on.
Yeah, super excited to be on here, Ryan. Appreciate that intro.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And to really lay the foundation of who you are, let's rewind to your late 20s. What was the moment you realized you had to make a serious shift if you're going to hit that millionaire goal by 30?
Yeah, as you mentioned in the intro, it's always been a goal of mine for as long as I can remember to be a millionaire as soon as possible, but 30 seemed realistic. And it was actually the day before my birthday, basically. I remember it was like 11 o'clock at night and I was about to turn 27. My birthday's on the 27th, September 27th. And so if you're familiar with the golden birthday, right, it's like the year where it's just going to be your year. And I remember being at the top of my stairs. It was late at night. My wife was already asleep. And I had a job that I loved, actually, but it wasn't paying enough to get me to where I wanted to be to become a millionaire in the next 3 years. And so I was scrolling through TikTok like a lot of people do at like 11 o'clock at night. And I started seeing people that had doing home improvement project and posting things and getting a lot of traction. And I knew in that moment that like if I didn't take action this year when I was 27 on my 27th golden birthday, that nothing would really happen. So that night, actually, if you look, my very first post ever was on September 28th. So I went through and I had actually done some projects before that I'd like filmed and kind of like had videos and kind of stitched together. And I threw that up on TikTok, and it was, looking back, it was a horrible video. I think most creators will tell you that their first video is nothing great. But at the time I had 0 followers on TikTok, and I did it on TikTok because I thought nobody was on TikTok, nobody that I knew. And it got like 4,000 views, which was, to me, was, oh my gosh, like from 0 followers, like 0 going from there. So that was the very first step into creating content, which was a big step for me because I never wanted to show my face. I never planned on doing this. If you asked me, a couple of years ago, it definitely would not have been my answer on what I would be doing full time.
Well, stay tuned because we're going to talk about those next steps and what advice you would give to beginners to take those steps. So I want to ask about what exactly were you creating? What was that first TikTok you threw up there that got 4,000 views?
Yeah, the first TikTok. So we just bought a house and it was all white everywhere. There was a bunch of like it was just not a personality. And so the first thing that I took on was just like an accent wall where I did like a board and batten kind of thing. And when I did it, I wasn't planning on creating content. I just wanted a before and after picture. And I took a couple of pictures throughout the process. So that TikTok was literally just an accent wall. And it was basically like a slideshow of what I was doing. And it's nothing great. So that was the very first project, was an accent wall, actually.
It's your golden birthday, you're 27, you're like, okay, like this is the year I'm going to start doing it. I mean, a lot of people want to start making money online, but feel overwhelmed. What were the first 1 to 2 steps you actually took when you committed then?
Yeah. So at the time, TikTok had like a program that allowed you to earn from the I can't remember what it was, but it was like pennies at the time. And so the first goal was to get to there, because then it was like, oh man, now I'm actually making money from that. And then I remember after I had my first kind of video go viral accidentally, a company reached out that was doing power washers, and they sent me a power washer to make a video about. And I actually learned a lot from that experience because it was the first company that ever reached out that I was so excited that I just said yes. And I got the power washer and it was not a great power washer. So I learned very quickly that navigating brand deals and being very particular about those. But that was actually technically the first kind of money that I made, to answer your question, I guess.
I want to ask you early days here, and then we're going to talk about going viral and content creation here. A lot of people they always have a goal. I'm going to post for 30 days straight. That's my goal. I've been there before too. So I speak for some people here. How did you stay committed to actually posting every day? What was your strategy? I would love to talk about that because everyone has that goal in mind. Let me post for 30 days straight, but they just get burnt out 15 days in. How did you stay committed?
Staying consistent is definitely a huge part of it. To be honest with you, after I had that first 4,000 video, it was not a problem for me to create content in that first year. I borderline got addicted to it. That dopamine hit from seeing content like views come in and then the comments come in, like I hate to admit it, but I got addicted to that dopamine and it became an obsession where it wasn't like a commitment of me saying, okay, I need to post 30 days. It was like, I cannot wait to get the next video out, which with home improvement, it becomes difficult because you got to create a project and then you have to, film the whole thing and it can take a little bit of time. And that's why I ended up creating the second channel talking about digital marketing stuff. But yeah, for me, I don't ever recall in the short, like in the beginning, creating some sort of like, hey, I got to post every time. But I think at the time I was probably posting like 1 or 2 times a week. And I was trying to really make multiple pieces of content when I would do a home improvement project. Like I would try to make one YouTube video, a couple of short video formats, and then a couple of pictures so I can put on like Pinterest and other things like that. I was really trying to utilize the content as much as possible with the home improvement project.
Those first videos, like were like the home improvement products. I mean, why did you choose that niche in particular? And like, how did you know people like care about that niche?
I think it was because just where my mind was at the time, because we just bought the house. TikTok, it's so good at showing you your feed. So like that was what I was seeing in my feed. And I saw people that were like me doing it and people that I started watching people, a couple of weeks before that all of a sudden had, 10,000 followers and things. I'm like, well, if they can do it, why can't I? So I think it was just because at that time, that's what I was wanting to learn more about was how to make my house look nicer. And so I think that's probably where it mainly came from because if people don't know, and if you watch the channel, like I'm not a handy person. Like I learned as I was going. And so it definitely wasn't something like a skill set that I had.
Yeah, that's what I think is like so interesting about DIY because my dad's like phenomenal at DIY. Me, oh my gosh, like I could never like imagine doing DIY projects. I'm just like so bad at it. What advice would you give to people like when deciding to do their niche? If they're like, okay, I want to do content creation, this is something I've been thinking about. Like, how do you decide on what you should create and stay consistent with?
That's actually a great question. I think the first thing you should look at is what are you good at? Ask yourself what you're good at and what could you help somebody become. The way I look at it is a lot of people think they need to be a 10 skill level in order to teach something on YouTube. But a lot of times it's the people who are at a 3 skill level that are speaking to people who are at a 1 skill level that like really resonate with people. And I think that's what happened with my home improvement is that I was never at a 10 skill level and I still am not. But I was at like maybe a 2 skill level and I was creating content for people who are at a 1 skill level and bringing them to a 2. And so anything that you think where you're just beginning the process or you are already do have like experience, then I would recommend that or things that you're just passionate about, which I know is super cliche, but like that's really what's going to be the best thing to kind of do. And then if not, go and research different topics and become an expert in that and then start just explaining your journey on it as well.
I mean, why were you successful? I mean, you're at a 2. Some people like, I mean, I know your target audience was like a 1, but like some people that are like a 5 would be like, oh, like I'm not going to watch this video. Was it just like you were really engaging on camera? Did you have like amazing videos? I want to talk about a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, I guess this is where we can go to like my first big break, if you will, or where I really started to get followers. And the first video that popped off, it was probably like 10 or 12 videos in. I posted a video of me putting shiplap on my kitchen island, shiplap. And on my kitchen island, there was an outlet. And hindsight, when you put shiplap over an outlet, you want to bring the outlet out and then make it flush with the shiplap. Me being a brand new DIYer and not wanting to touch an outlet, just kind of put it over there. And looking back, it does look horrible. And it clearly shows that in the video. And so in that video, I posted it on a Sunday morning. I remember I posted it. And then like 2 hours later, I looked at it. And by the afternoon, it had over 1 million views. I was super excited. And then I started reading the comments though. And all of the comments were just about how bad the outlet was. Like you had all these professional contractors and like everybody coming in. So it went viral for all the wrong reasons. And I remember watching that and it just kept going like 1 million, 1.5. And the reason why it was because people were taking time to comment about how bad the outlet was. And so they were watching it multiple times. So the algorithm was just pushing it out, right? So that was the first video that went viral. And to be honest with you, that almost broke me. Like I did not have thick skin back then. And I like to think, like, I hate to even admit this, but at the time, like I was borderline like, oh, like this sucks. The first video, it went viral for all the wrong reasons. So if you look at the video between them, like there was a time where I was like, what am I going to do? Like, how do I even post another video after this? So what I decided to do is just like actually take the criticism and be like, you know what, you guys are right. Like, thanks for, and I kind of spun it into a light of like, hey, thanks everybody in the TikTok community for telling me how horrible this outlet is. And then the next video after that, I posted a video of me fixing it, making it better. And then that video blew up and the follower count from that was crazy. Like after that video, my followers went like over 100,000. And I think before them, it was less than like 4,000. So to answer your question, I think being authentic and not being afraid to tell people like, hey, I made a mistake or I'm doing these things that like, I think that really helps grow the channel.
So good. And I relate to that so much. There was a YouTube video on the Upflip channel that just came out that I hosted. And oh my gosh, I got flamed in it just because like a lot of times during the interview, I was saying like, yeah, like, yeah, like just saying like, yeah, during it, I got flamed in it. Like, and it's just like, I like to think I have tough skin, but like watching it, it's like, oh man, like this is like kind of embarrassing. But that's the nice thing about social media is like, you do get like instant feedback. It could be good or it can be bad. But like you said, like you need to have thick skin when you do it. And there's an opportunity to actually make it better and improve the following count as you did.
I think it's a rite of passage for anybody creating content online to have that moment. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen. So if you are going to be creating content, just be prepared for that moment.
Most people spend months, sometimes years, just thinking about starting a business. But what if you could do it in just 10 days? That's exactly what the 10-day business launch plan is designed for. It's a step-by-step roadmap that takes you from idea to real operational business in just 10 days. Click the link in the description below and get ready with your business. And people care about followers, of course, but people care about monetization. You now have 3 YouTube channels. Let's talk about monetizing. Like, what are you making each month from all 3 of these different platforms? What income streams are strongest right now?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So it does fluctuate pretty heavily. Q4 is usually really strong because of like holiday seasons and shopping, things like that. It does average around over 6 figures. At least it has last year. I'm hoping it will continue into this year. Majority of the revenue that I bring in is from affiliate marketing. If people aren't familiar with affiliate marketing, pretty much every company has an affiliate marketing program. It's essentially when you bring in a sale, the company will give you a percent of that sale coming in. Amazon's a really popular one. For example, if I send somebody, they buy something on Amazon, they'll give me anywhere from 1 to 4% of that product. So majority of that revenue, the breakdown is affiliate marketing. I'd probably say anywhere from like 70 to 80%, depending on the month. The affiliate marketing is probably the most volatile. Like it will shoot up or it will drop down. Like I've had months where I've done over 300,000 in affiliate marketing and then months where it drops down to like 50K. It really is pretty volatile. I'd hate to give you like an exact number on that. So that's probably the biggest income stream. I do also have an agency on the back end for the YouTube marketing channel for Zoco Marketing. That one pretty consistently does around 30 to 40K. That's like kind of like a different business model there. And then the other income stream is from YouTube AdSense. So YouTube AdSense, for those who don't know, it's when YouTube pays you on your channel. The ads that are running out, you get 55% of the revenue of that. That fluctuates a little bit as well. And it's usually higher in Q4 as well because more advertisers are running ads. That's usually around like 7K a month between the channels. The marketing channel doesn't get a ton of views, but the revenue from those are higher because it's a marketing and small business audience. And then the last income source is through like sponsorships. So people actually paying to be in the channel. And I don't take on a ton of those. I'm pretty picky on who I do decide with those, but that can vary. And I can't give you exact numbers on a lot of those, but that's usually in the 5-figure range, depending on when I take a deal. I probably take a deal maybe once a quarter at this point. I would rather build a long-term relationship with the company and do their affiliate program because then it's usually a win-win and I have more upside that way as opposed to like a one-time sponsorship fee. So that's kind of a breakdown of the revenue from the channels.
Well, let's hit on the affiliate marketing piece because, as you said, you've done one month where you've done upwards of $350,000 a month. Let me say a month there. So it can be volatile and stuff, but there's a right way to do this. How should like a beginner choose affiliate products that align with their niche, and how do they land those deals?
Yeah. So the great thing about affiliate, I think this is one of the misconceptions with affiliate marketing, is they think that it needs to be almost like a sponsorship where the company is reaching out to them and they're like signing some sort of deal. A lot of affiliate programs, if you just go to your favorite brand's website and you type in like Nike affiliate program, they usually just have an affiliate program that you can sign up for and you can get a link that day. Now, some of the companies, they will want to see that you have some sort of following online. So I don't want to say that none of the companies, but if I was just getting started, the most famous one to get started with affiliate marketing is Amazon because Amazon accepts everybody. And the great thing about Amazon is you get your link basically that day. And then you have, I think, I don't remember what their timeline is, but you have like 180 days to get your first sale to stay inside of the program. And even if you don't get your first sale in the first 180 days and they remove you from the program, you can just reapply. And everybody knows Amazon. Everybody loves Amazon. Like it's a really secure one to send people to. And if somebody clicks on your Amazon link and they purchase anything on Amazon, and I think it's a 24-hour period, then you get the commission for that. So if I send somebody to purchase a TV, but then they also buy, also like a couch or whatever, then you also get the commissions from that. So that's one of the good things about Amazon. It does have the lowest commission if you talk to a lot of people in the industry. So that's like the downside, but it's the most beginner friendly. So that's where I would start would be the Amazon affiliate program.
Yeah, that is great. And thank you for uncovering that misconception right there for us as well. But how do you choose like what products you should, like market for another company? Do you just like kind of line it with like the target audience? You're saying, well, I use these slippers. You're going to like these slippers. Like, how do you choose that?
Let me give you an example channel by channel, and I'll try to make it as quick as possible. So for the home improvement channel, it's kind of easy. The way that I do the affiliate marketing program is when somebody's watching a video on how to do like this wall behind me that I have, this accent wall, they want to know exactly how you did it and they want to know all the tools that you use to accomplish that. So in the home improvement niche, a great way to do affiliate marketing is I will just talk about here's the tool that I use. Like I use this brad nailer. You can get it on Amazon or Home Depot. And that brad nailer is like $250. So if people are going to go through and buy that, then they use it. So for home improvement, it's as simple as like, here's the tools that I use, here's the supplies that I use. I'll leave a link to them all down below. That way, it's a nice list for you, a nice shopping list for you, and then I get the benefit as well as if you use that, and it's no extra cost to you, right? It's just the same one. So that's how I do it for the home improvement channel. For the product reviews channel, it's a little bit different. I do a lot of research on which products might be trending or which products there are opportunities to do videos on. For example, shower heads. Shower heads are one of those things that a lot of people do research on, but not a lot of people talk about them. And so I'll do research on which products have a little bit higher of a price point that would require somebody to do research on that product. Like a $5 product wouldn't be as good of a thing to do a product review on because people just buy those on the spot. But that's how I do it for the reviews channel. And then for the marketing channel, it's just the softwares that I currently use and I already like and I already enjoy and I already know what it is. So it comes down to a little bit of research and then also just choosing products that you know and love.
That is so good. I want to hit on that piece about finding the right products there because that shower head piece I think is like a gem on how you like broke that down. Let's talk about that even further. Like, how are you identifying like the really good products to go after with like search volume, products people aren't talking about, price points? Talk to us about that. I really want to hit on that.
Yeah, so as time has gone on, I'm on all channels, but YouTube has become my favorite for a lot of different reasons. One, the searchability, two, the like evergreen factor of it. And then just I love the platform and I like long form content. For me, it's a little bit easier. So when I say searchability and things like that, I'm mainly talking about YouTube and especially for this showerhead video. What I did is I just started looking on on Amazon on their best sellers list, went through all the categories that they have, and then I started filtering it by products that are over $50 or so. And then I focused on ones that required installation so that I could have a play on how to install this thing. For an example, another one that blew up was bidets. Bidets is another big one that blew up for me, giving away all the gems here so people can go and find these affiliate products. But so that's how I found products like those. Basically, it kind of had a couple different things. One, it was something that people would look up at a video on how to install it. Two, it was either $50 or more. And then three, it was one that people would probably want a comparison video of like, hey, here's this shower head compared to this shower head. Here's this bidet compared to this bidet. Here's this Christmas tree compared to this Christmas tree. That was another one that did really well. So that's kind of how I go through the analysis on that. And then I will look at YouTube to see if anybody's created videos on those and what the quality of those videos are, and then how I can make a better one, essentially.
Yeah, Corbin, I want to say I think you just like totally gave out the the playbook right there. So I hope all the listeners right now had like a notebook for that as well. So this is seriously like a thought process that goes into it. You're talking about like doing research and then also going to like YouTube videos. What else is the quality on there? Of course, then it's about making the video that gets people to actually click the affiliate link. What are your best tips for doing that then?
I'll start by saying I'm still learning the best. So I will give you whatever I have, but I'm still learning this journey like many other people. But I find that especially if you're going into product review videos, there are a lot of channels out there that don't actually have the products and they'll make like kind of stock footage videos of the product. And of course, as a consumer, which video would you rather watch? The one that the guy that actually has the products in hand or the one of like that maybe they have it. And so I found that for my thumbnails specifically, the ones that do the best is me. Like I have with my shower head video, I'm holding all the shower heads and you see that it's me, a real person that is about to review all these different things. And you can tell that there's going to be value in that video because I'm holding so many shower heads. Same with the days and the Christmas trees and things like that. So for that strategy specifically, actually showing the products in the thumbnails, like the quantity that you have is, I think, really beneficial. Red arrows also do really well for me. And then like I've tried like putting star reviews and things like that, but there's also things that you can try with thumbnails and definitely a lot of great people out there that teach that as well.
There's so many good resources out there. And honestly, a lot that I do with marketing is like to become a great marketer, just look what other people are doing and copy it and make it better with your own personal flair in it. So there's my tip on there. I want to talk about technical questions for beginners as well here, because a lot of people, they just get stuck on tech. They want to do content creation, but they get stuck on tech. I know you just released a YouTube video about this actually, but like, is there an easy, low cost way to set up a website like yours without like really an experience for people to get started with content creation, affiliate marketing?
Especially with AI nowadays, like you could choose your website builder. Like some of the most common ones are Squarespace, Wix. They now have even like these little AI like tools basically that will spin up a website in literally like 10 minutes that you can go through and have those in there. And then inside of the website, you could go and place your affiliate links. And the great thing about YouTube as well, you can't do this right away. I think your channel has to be, they've changed some of the rules, but you can literally just, you don't even need a website. You could put your affiliate links in the YouTube description as well. So yeah, there's lots of different places that you could put that. As far as spinning up a website, I would encourage people to check out Squarespace or Wix or any of those website builders. They now have super easy AI tools that can build you a website.
And going really right off of that question, what tools or software did you invest in early on that you think were like absolutely worth the cost?
Definitely some sort of video editing software. You're going to have to buy one. I started off with Premiere Pro, but that was because other solutions weren't available to begin with. There's a little bit of learning curve with that. Now, a lot of people use CapCut. I use CapCut pretty often as well. It's like, it's free, and then they do have an upgraded version if you wanted to get that. But CapCut's really good to invest in. And then I'm trying to think of other softwares that's really helped out. Like that was probably the main one. OBS is another free software that I think a lot of people don't know about, but it's if you're recording your screen on your computer, that's one that's actually free, which is nice that you can use. And those are probably the main softwares, honestly, that I use to get started with content creation. Nothing too crazy. Oh, I do use Notion to organize my topics. That's like how to keep track of everything and all the research and stuff like that. But that's pretty cheap as well. And I think they even have a free plan. So
All in all, I mean, for someone to get started, I mean, what are we talking? $250 right there, maybe at most.
yeah, a computer is helpful. And then I didn't have a nice camera when I first started. I just used my phone. So if you have a phone that can record, then that, and then a tripod. My barrier to entry to creating content, I kid you not, was a $15 tripod. I told myself I couldn't create content because I don't have a tripod. And then once I bought the tripod, everything changed. So yeah, $15 tripod on Amazon is the other thing I needed.
Talking about everything that changed in mindset, let's really dive into that mindset scaling and strategy portion of this. What mindset shift helped you go from making like okay money at your digital marketing role to that 9 to 5 to earning 2x more just on weekends from YouTube?
A lot of different big mindset shifts. One is that there's just lots of money out there in the world and it's up for grabs, especially in today's world where the internet is a real thing. The thing that I really like to look at as far as mindset is every time I create a video, I look at it like digital real estate or like duplicating Corbin. Because every time I create another piece of content, it gives me the opportunity to make money while I'm sleeping. And it scales, right? Especially on YouTube. That's what I like about YouTube is every time I create a new piece of content, it allows me to scale that nest egg, if you will. And then just believing that I could actually at first make a million by 30. The crazy thing is I hit the million by 30, but then after I hit the million, I did a million the next year. So it's just that mindset of like hitting that first goal and then like, okay, now I can do 6 figures a month. And then now the next is like, can I do 7 figures a month and kind of tell those things. So I know it's a long-winded answer, but that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I 100% know where you're coming at from that. Like, I feel like a lot of times with our mindset, and I want people that are starting their own business to like be mindful of this, is like a lot of times you put like a cap on like what we can do. And once you do break that, it's like a whole new realization. It's like, oh, I could have done that all along. And now it's like my vision, like my goals are much bigger because I know I can do 6 figures a year. Like, why can't I do 7 figures a year? And that's, I feel like, is a really hard step for people to take. But once you do get there, it is something that opens up a whole new realm of possibilities for somebody. And as we go down here, if you had to start all over today with $0, a phone, and a laptop, I mean, what would you do in the first 30 days to start making money?
The first 30 days, what I would do to make money is I would definitely start a YouTube channel again. I'm starting this process right now with a Pokemon channel. So we're starting a fourth channel with a couple of buddies. And I would research that niche. So right now we'll take the Pokemon channel, for example. We're just looking to see what people are doing, how they're driving numbers, how they're driving views. We're now in the process of deciding on whether we want to do a short form strategy or a long form strategy. And then I'm now starting to look at products that I can start making videos for the affiliate program. For example, like binder protectors, card protectors, sleeves, this little app that notifies people when drops happen. So that's how I would start the process. I personally would start on YouTube just because that's the skill set that I have. I would take a passion that I have and then start looking at what people are doing on YouTube, how they're being successful, and then see how you can do it better or give it your own kind of flair.
When you are starting like a new YouTube channel, you said the like all the things you're looking for potential like affiliate links, affiliate sponsorships. Before you even launch that YouTube, are you making sure like, hey, like I know I can have an affiliate link here with this, with this, with this?
With this one, it's a little bit of this is a couple of buddies and it's more of a fun thing as well. But I think we can monetize it in the long run. So this one's a little bit different because it doesn't have that much affiliate potential. But if I was starting and my sole goal was to make, let's say, an extra $1,000 a month or an extra $10,000 a month, then yes, I would definitely be thinking about that because the audience that you choose does make a big difference. The difference between affiliate income on all three of my channels is drastically different. And just you want that total addressable market to be big enough that you can actually sell things to, or they actually have the money to purchase those things. So yeah, I would definitely be thinking about products or things that you could be talking about in your affiliate on your channel beforehand. The more expensive, honestly, the better.
Yeah, what do you like specifically look for that total addressable market? Obviously, when you're doing DIY projects, I mean, there's a huge market there. You can sell a $300 like drill if you want to, for example. But yeah, what specifically do you look for?
That's one of those things where I don't have like a formula, but it's more just like kind of I've just done it so I kind of see what's going on. Like for example, the reason why the Pokemon one isn't great is I know that like most people spend the money on the cards themselves and there's not an affiliate program for the cards themselves. So the only thing that I could really sell is a way for them to protect their cards or a way for them to get more cards. And there's just not a lot of solutions like that out there. And so the monetization for this is mostly going to come from the AdSense and less from the affiliate play. But anything that you can do that talks about software, that is the best. That's where the software plays are like if you could talk anything about software, like bookkeeping software, things like that, because a lot of the softwares, they have crazy high affiliate programs, like they'll pay you 20 to 40% and it's recurring. So that's where it becomes really powerful and less volatile. So I guess I'll leave it with that kind of tip there.
Well, let's leave it at that for this conversation. Let's dive to our fan blitz questions. And these are questions submitted from our community. And listeners, if you want to join in on World Class Entrepreneurs, you can go to www.youtube.com/upload and submit your questions there. But Corbin, ready for our last 5 questions here?
Let's jump in.
Cool. Number 1, what's one underrated tool or software every beginner content creator should check out?
Yeah, I would probably say Notion is the way that I stay organized on everything. So Notion would definitely be the one I'd recommend.
What's the biggest myth people believe about making money online?
That you can do it quick. I know that these are rapid fire, but just know these results, they came over 3 years. It was like the content creation, it's a slow process and it doesn't happen overnight.
What's your go-to snack or drink during a late night editing session?
I love Charleston Chew, the little balls, the Charleston Chew, those little chocolate balls. Those are good. Also, I like Sun Chips, probably those two.
I feel like I know the answer to this one, but if you lost everything tomorrow and had to rebuild from scratch, what's the first platform you'd start on?
Yeah, definitely YouTube.
Then our last fan blitz question. I love this question. What's one piece of advice you would tattoo on every want-to-be entrepreneur's forehead if you could?
I would say ask, how can I? I think that's the first step with a lot of people. They say they can't or they're not confident enough to say that they can. Just ask yourself, how can I? Just always be asking yourself that question because there's always lots of possibilities out there. And just remember, that's the first step is just asking yourself, how can you?
So great. Last step for us here. If someone was like, oh my gosh, I need to learn more about Corbin, I want to check out his content, where can they learn more about you and check you out?
Probably Zoco Marketing, the YouTube channel. So that's a marketing channel, my YouTube marketing channel where I teach people marketing stuff. So Zoco Marketing YouTube channel or zocomarketing.com. You can check me out there as well.
Everyone, that was an amazing episode with Corbin White. 3 quick takeaways for you. Number 1, affiliate marketing works. He does up to $350,000 a month from affiliate marketing. It still works. You just got to find the right products. Speaking of products, that leads us to number 2. You got to research products that work for you. You got to find someone that has a high price point where people aren't just going to buy right away. They need to do research, and you need to find something where people aren't creating videos about. Really loved that playbook that Corbin gave during the episode. Number 3, find a large TAM. He discussed the Pokemon example about, he doesn't really know if it's going to make too much money. He gave the example why. You got to find something that has a large TAM like DIY where you can sell a whole lot of different products. Corbin, appreciate you so much today.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan.